it is the kind of thing some young women work their whole lives for, the chance to walk across the stage and have the crown of one of this country's premier pageants placed on their heads. That dream came true for Nelia Voigt last September when she won the title of Miss USA in Reno. Monday, 7 months into her reign, she resigned, sending shockwaves through the pageant world as she cited a focus on her mental health as the reason why. I'm joined now live by former Mrs. USA Globe and holder of multiple other national and international titles, as well as a pageant coach and judge, Tracy Stafford, who you may recognize also lends us her expertise from time to time as a Democratic political consultant. Also here live with me is Dr. Kennedy Garcia, another prolific pageant coach, author and contestant, a former Ms. Northern Sierra, Mrs. California International, and Mrs. International Beauty. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Kennedy, let's start with you. Everyone kind of has an opinion about pageants. Many feel they are not good for women and girls, putting all the focus on someone's outside and not putting attention on their insides. Less than 24 hours after Noelle's resignation, social media detectives were, scouring the posts she sent out about all of this and discovering supposedly that the first letter of the first 11 sentences in that message spelled out, "I am silent." That's what they've decided there on social media. Aren't pageants about perfection? There's no room to say there's something wrong, or is there room for something like that?
I think there's absolutely room, and it's all about how you experience what you're going through and what you make of it. First, I do want to say, though, I applaud any person who has the courage to stand up for themselves and the discernment to know when your physical and mental health is being compromised and to do something about that so that you make the situation better for your circumstance. And so I applaud Noelia for doing that. I do think that, in the same breath, organizations have a responsibility to provide psychologically safe environments, right? And if you think about, pageant organizations, they are employers, just like the ones that we all work for. The difference is there's no HR department. There's no, person who is putting the employee first. And so the employee needs to do that for themselves.
Okay.
And the experience is absolutely what you make it.
Alrighty, Tracy, what went through your mind when you heard about this resignation? Does it show what's supposedly wrong with the pageant industry or what's right with it? Since obviously Noelia felt comfortable enough to do this in maybe the face of overwhelming pressure out there not to walk away from her title.
Well, my first thought, honestly, was good for her. Good for her for putting herself first over the company that is Miss USA. It is a very difficult thing to step away from something like that. But I don't believe that people really understand the notoriety that suddenly happens when you become, especially a state or national or international person, representative. And the fact that she had stated, or at least in the first letter of each word, that she is being silent, she may not have realized that as a representative for this country, that there are certain things she can and cannot do. There are certain expectations that they have. And I think it's most important to realize that not only in pageantry, but just in general, that this generation is understanding the importance of mental health. And they are not afraid to say that this is impacting my mental health. And if we go back to Chesley, Christ, who actually committed suicide, who was a Miss USA several years ago, it's really put a light on not just pageantry, but in general, to take care of yourself first.
Definitely an important message that both of you ladies say is getting through here. Kennedy, you just mentioned a little bit ago about the fact that there's no HR department, so contestants have to sort of become that for themselves. You've been a pageant coach for years. Is that kind of the only other person that's a contestant advocate sort of in these systems? And then what improvements would you suggest that maybe need to get made now that we have had a Miss USA resign in order to focus on some things that she felt were much more important?
Yeah, as a pageant coach, I'm a leadership coach who happens to be in the pageant industry. And I get the pleasure of helping women build their life and leadership skills. And when you become a leader and you step into your fullness and greatness, you realize that there are ways to advocate for yourself and to bring the right people together to help support you in that effort. I will say that sisterhood in pageantry is probably one of the best attributes of being associated with this industry. And you are not alone in these situations. And so you probably have read all of the comments that are in support of Noelia's decision, and now Uma Sophia, who is the Team USA title holder who resigned this morning. And we are going to band together as a sisterhood and support them through this very difficult time. And so it gives you a little bit of power if you might think that you're not doing it alone and you've got some sisters to help support you. Okay. Now, in terms of the changes that need to take place, I do think that the pageant industry is headed in the right direction for the most part. We have organizations like the Miss Earth USA organization that is actually sponsored by Better Health. They have a partnership with Better Health, and their title holders have access to all of the services that they might need to support them in their reign, and even after they leave their organization, because it is very difficult once you've crowned your successor to move forward to what's next for you. And if other organizations would follow that example, I think this industry would be in a much better place.
Alrighty, thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate your insight, and this is definitely a situation, since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, that a lot of people are going to be paying even more attention to, and perhaps finding some of those solutions that you all mentioned. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.